Hey guys, what's happening? It is Strider Zero from Team Mystic. It's time to do something that I've wanted to do for a very long time, and now have both the time, the resources, and the alone time especially to do this. Uh, I'm going to make a dish from Shokugeki no Souma. And now, I'm not going to do the whole cosplay shit, but there is one thing I will do, as you can probably see. I know it's not white, but I figured I might as well do this anyway. So I'm going to do the gotcha surprise pork, though not exactly the same. You'll see what differences I do make. So, as ridiculous as I look in this, let's get started. So as you can see, we have some of our ingredients here. We have our mushrooms. These are baby Bella. I have an onion here. We have some red potatoes. I'm probably going to use 2. And then we have some bacon. I'm not sure you can see. It's from Trader Joe's. So these are our base ingredients for the gotcha surprise roast pork. However, as far as the sauce goes, I'll show those ingredients a little bit later. But for now, let's work on just this kind of stuff before we start to prep. Okay, so you can see I have 2 potatoes here. I'm going to actually scrub them. Normally you would probably peel them, but I personally like the skin. Not everybody does. It's all about personal preference, obviously. So, yeah, let's, as you can see, I'm just simply scrubbing them to get all the dirt out on top, which is where all of it comes from, of course. The rest of it's going to boil out. Soma steamed them in the anime and the manga. However, I'm going to boil them because I don't have a proper steamer. So yeah, not much to say here except I'm just again scrubbing these potatoes pretty good. I'm going to dice them into maybe quarters, so they'll boil pretty evenly and pretty quickly, so that we can just keep moving while we prep. Yeah. Okay, so if you can see in the reflection here, the potatoes are in, and I just now started the cooking process. Why? Well, normally like in pasta and other sort of things, you want to let the water boil before you do anything. However, potatoes actually suck up a lot of flavor very early on, and so what you want to do actually is have them boil while they're in there. And so also we're going to add some seasoning because on the back end we want everything to be pretty nicely seasoned by the time. So I'm just going to put a relatively liberal amount of salt in here, and then boom, cover. So what we're going to do in that time frame is we're going to start prepping some of these other ingredients, like the mushrooms. I'm going to just wash them briefly. It's nothing big. And then I'm just going to dice this onion, which will, I probably won't show on camera because I'll just embarrass myself with how badly I can cut. I'm terrible at cutting. So, yeah. So I will be back once we have prepped this, and we'll check back in our potatoes here. So this is about boiling now. We're just getting a nice boil over here. As you can see, I have my ingredients here. I decided only on a very small portion of onion because I don't particularly like a lot of onion, and when I saw how much mushroom, that's actually only 1 mushroom. So yeah, this bacon we still have to do. I'm actually going to put this away now as soon as I'm done this part of the recording. And basically, at this point, I'm going to wash a pan that needs to be washed before I can use it for, the final thing. And now I'm just going to, I lightly tap on them until they're fork tender enough to be kneaded into, the inside of this surprise pork. And so the next step would be to saute. I don't believe he did this in the manga, but because I kind of have a distaste for onions unless they're done the right way, what I'm going to actually start doing is I'm going to actually start sauteing the, just very lightly, just browning the onions. So I'm going to use a very small pan here. I believe this should actually be enough. Isn't that thing cute? So yeah, I'm just going to shove a little bit of oil into it. And a little bit of rapeseed oil. Has a better smoke point than, just slightly better smoke point than olive oil, which is popularly used. So, you know, the goal is that by the time these are fork tender, everything is ready for the kneading. Though this will have to definitely cool. So, let me just get something really small enough that will... you know what? Fuck it. I'll just use this. You know, this should be just fine. I'll use this broken thing here. Well, just the onion. This will look very embarrassing if I fuck up, right? I don't want the mushrooms. I don't really want to cook them because they'll cook inside the oven. Yeah. Separate that. So I'm just gonna brown these on this back burner here. And yeah, so once these are done and these are done, we will be back for the kneading process. So you guys can see there's still steam coming off these. I got the onions down here under. I'm actually going to mix these in here just to kind of cool them off a little. Ow. They're still quite hot, and so before they can really be kneaded together by hand, they're going to really need cooling off. So the onions aren't completely brown; they just started to be browned because as I was doing this, I was kind of wondering, you know, is this going to be too much? Will it burn in the oven? I don't know, because I don't normally cook with a lot of onion, not until recently actually. And so here's what I'm going to use. I'm going to probably try to make about two, you know, solid constructs, because I'm not going to really do a big one. Although I might, you never know. And this has to be dried off, which I'm about to do now. And then we'll be ready for the kneading process momentarily. Okay, so I have zero idea how this is going to work because I've never done this before. But bonsai. So yeah, actually that works pretty well. So yeah, we're just going to mash this up so that we can knead everything into it. Still a little hot, but at least, you know, it's not too hot to the touch that I do kind of get a little, but you know, I'm hoping that mashing it will perhaps lower the. I'll actually use this as a kind of a helper here to make sure this thing doesn't. Yeah. So now we can start to form our mess of a ball, I guess. Mash this a little better. Sort of just kind of like that. This looks like a disaster right now. I'm telling you, if it's a disaster, it ain't going up on YouTube. So, you know, you're gonna know if it's. If you're watching this video, it's most likely a success, ultimately. So it looks like we're able to kind of form a decent construct here. It is, in fact, kneading properly for the most part. It's a bit difficult because of the mushrooms, because they're still kind of stiff because they haven't been cooked, which Souma didn't do that, so I'm assuming you're not supposed to. And I'm still sort of mashing it in here. Actually, that doesn't look half bad. I mean, it looks terrible, but when it's cooked, and I mean, because it's a red potato, and you know, I think it's gonna look pretty good when it's out of the oven. It's gonna smell good. But yeah, I mean, it seems to have all come together pretty okay. I'm gonna wash my hands probably before I even stop the recording, but I'll edit that out so that I don't touch my fucking Mac with. Yeah. So yeah, I think I'm gonna cut this in half so that I'll need less bacon strips because I want to be, I want to be conservative a little bit. We'll see, or less toothpicks as well. So I'm probably gonna cut it about here. So I'm gonna wash my hands and get ready for the bacon wrapping. Okay, so we're back. I'm actually gonna test this before I do anything. I think this is gonna be pretty good, though. I'm telling you. I think we're gonna have success. I can't fucking speak when I'm on camera, apparently. Sometimes. So it's not. I mean, Souma says thick cut in the anime/manga, but what is thick cut? What does that mean? That's very vague. So I just went. I'm using what I have here. Okay, yeah. So I'm not really gonna need a whole lot of these. I'm just gonna sort of wrap them up here. This is gonna. I have a feeling this is gonna be fucking amazing, delicious and shit. So probably not gonna wrap the whole thing. Probably use 3 bacon slices. I'll do one around this way because it starts off thick and like on the side and then kind of narrows out. This specific brand of Trader Joe's. So I think that looks pretty good. I'm gonna insert a couple toothpicks in here. Maybe one more to go around this way, and just because I want it covered, my base is covered here. 4 pieces is not too bad. It's expensive, but I think it's going to be worth it when this is done. So, yeah, let me get some toothpicks. Oh, my hands fucking. Only thing I don't like about bacon, well, 1 is a pain in the ass to cook, and 2 is the fucking feeling you get on your fingers, your hands when you touch it. Okay, so I got a couple loose ones here. We got a mishap here. Shove one in here. Just try not to skewer myself. My hands are all fucking greasy, so it's hard to pull things out. Alright. Let's one right in about there. Let's kind of feel how it is. Let's put like maybe a couple more. Fuck's sake. Alright. I'll leave all this shit in just because it's probably amusing to you guys just to hear me struggle. Most likely. Yeah, and I think it's a pretty solid construct there. So yeah, let's put this in the pan, which I'm gonna dry out real. I'm gonna wash my. Well, I probably should. Let's just fucking do this. One take here, so you guys can see. Let me move the bacon over. Get a little bit of oil on the bottom, just so it doesn't stick. I don't think it will, but just in case. So just a little oil. Again, grapeseed. And we're gonna just put that on, which is I'll show you guys in just a second. Look at that beauty. So it's on about 350. It's on bake. It's a toaster oven. I'm gonna move this a little bit without hands so you can see it's kind of like a toaster oven. So Yeah, this is gonna bake. I'm gonna guess around 20 minutes until the bacon's crispy, and so we'll see you guys very soon. Okay, so while that's baking in the oven, we're going to start making our sauce. Now this sauce is going to be a lot different from Souma sauce, which was a traditional, which was a red wine sauce. I personally don't really cook with red wine, so I don't want to fuck with it. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to make sort of just a regular type of chicken sauce with a little twist, because this is what Shokugeki no Soma's all about, experimenting. So I have a little bit of chicken broth here, a little bit of half and half that I'm going to reduce in there, and as well as butter. And to add a little twist, we're going to use just a bit of soy sauce to make it Japanese, because this is supposed to be a Japanese dish. So I'm going to, I don't know where to start, but I'm going to actually start by, I'm going to start with the chicken broth. We're not going to use too much, and this is the same pan we used in the other, with the potatoes, just so we don't have to use too much. That should probably be enough. Let me actually just show the quantity real quick. I hope you guys can see that. Just very bare minimum. I'm not doing too much here. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to melt the butter inside of it. All of it, yes. Aren't I so European? So I'm going to use actually a whisk, maybe. Maybe not. Let's see. I'm actually going to use the same thing I used for the... I'm going to use this. Just reuse that because I haven't washed it yet. And so I'm just melting the butter in here. I have no idea how this is going to turn out. Zero. But I think it's going to be good. And so, yeah, once the butter's melted, I'm going to, let me move that over. I'm going to put a little bit of this in it, just to thicken it up a little bit, and then we're going to add our, just a tiny bit of soy sauce, just to give it a little bit more of that Japanese feel, since I'm not going to be using a red wine sauce. So it's going. We have it on high heat here, and it's about halfway melted in. It looks fine right now. We don't want too much because you don't want to overpower the dish if the sauce is too much. I mean, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about here. I'm an average cook at best, but you know, I have such a passion for this series, Shokugeki no Souma, that I decided, fuck it, I want to try it, and I want to film it for you guys. I know my boy Charles' Anime World will watch this. He's a wonderful fan of the series that, once again, I do thank for his shout out. It's like the 5th time I've thanked him, but again, for the shout out and the Project Anime. So that's about melted. Oh boy. Yeah, this pan makes that weird noise. So yeah, I'm gonna add this heavy cream. Or no, it's half and half, my bad. That should be perfect. So I'm going to bring the camera over here and show you guys the consistency of this. Let me unhook this. So you guys should probably be able to see that right about there. Just kind of see the consistency as I turn it a little bit. This is a webcam, so I'm holding my Mac in one hand, and let me see. Let me pull up. There we go. You guys can now see it's about boiling, sort of. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a tiny bit of soy sauce to it, reduce it a little bit. See how much that does. Ow. Oh fuck. That's making it in. I don't give a shit. That shit just like pops up on me. Actually looks like miso soup. I'm gonna show you guys in a second. So I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna show you guys the consistency. Safe touch. It's not a very thick consistency, but it's thicker than it would be without the cream and the butter. So I probably shouldn't do that. So let me bring that down so you can just kind of see it's kind of, and now it's sort of separating. So you can see that almost looks like miso soup, doesn't it? So yeah, I think that's just enough for our glaze, so to speak. And so the last thing to really do, guys, is I'm going to clean off a little bit. I'm going to start to clean up some dishes that I haven't cleaned up before. This has about 10 minutes on it. Maybe it might be more. I'm gonna stop it when it's done, when the bacon is crispy, and then we'll unveil the final thing. Okay, so I'm actually gonna do one more thing. I have this up to a boil again. I'm actually gonna shove just a tiny bit of flour into this, and I'm gonna whisk the fuck out of it. This is almost done over there. So I figured out just a little bit of flour. And I think this will thicken up quite nicely. Let's just whisk the living shit out of it, man. You know what I should have done? If I was thinking, I would have made a roux beforehand of melting butter and then whisking it together with the flour. But alas, I wasn't thinking of flour. I should have. But yeah. Almost getting there. Just gonna keep until this flour is completely ingrained into this thing. We're just gonna keep whisking here. I don't know how long. I might just edit it out. Yeah, actually, it's become a little thicker, which is nice. Just about the consistency that we want. I don't want it to be too thick, just enough. I don't see any flour bits in there. Okay, yes I do. Let me see. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty well ingrained, indoctrinated into it, whisked into it. So yeah, I'll let it boil just a little bit, just to kind of reduce it a little, maybe. I don't know if that's the right word for it. I don't give a shit. And I'm just gonna keep this on the low heat, just so it's hot enough for when I pour it over the dish, which I'm about to check on now. Is the bacon? The bacon is almost cooked. I would give it maybe 3 to 4 minutes, and hopefully it'll be done. So yeah, we'll see you guys when that's done. Okay, so this is this is about done. I'm letting it sit in here for just a couple of seconds. I'm just going to answer one question that you may be asking. Why am I not using the twine, the string? I don't have it, or I don't know where it is. So I do have toothpicks. There's the thing. I'm going to let it sit in there while I'm doing that. And so the bacon, it's not quite totally crispy, but it's done. So I'm just going to take it out because I can't wait anymore. I fucking hate how long it takes to cook bacon. And so I'm just going to do this slowly. It looks like the bottom part fell out just a little bit, maybe due to the oil. Let's get a decent grip. Let's see. It's actually still sizzling, you can hear it. But it is done. The bacon is in fact cooked. So doesn't look as crispy as it could. Maybe the oil again did that. I'm going to leave that open actually. And so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to transfer it to a plate so that it can hold just a tad bit. I'm going to turn this back on low heat so I can whisk this good enough shape again. Oh, you can't even see it. It's fine. So here, I know I really shouldn't be doing this, but I'll just briefly have it here. I'm just gonna very gently sprinkle everything. Oh boy. Yeah, it's falling apart, unfortunately. Well, I mean, the twine will do that, unfortunately. Will stop it from doing so. But it's mostly intact. I hope you can see that. We'll just get the rest of the pieces out. It all smells very good. However, be sure to get these toothpicks out. Put in, I think, 3. Probably something I should have counted. Yeah. And there's a little bit of juice at the bottom from the oil and the shit. So pour that on top as well. Superior finger strength. Right? About 3 fingers to hold this thing up. Not. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. So it's almost done. Now we just have our beautiful sauce. Beautiful sauce. Just, you see this? No, you can't. Oh, fuck. Let me bring this over here, actually, so you can get a nice close look at it. It's being finished off. There you go. There's the thing, and now just lightly glaze it with the sauce. That should be enough. I have a little bit in the bottom, but I'll save it just in case. So, oh, I got it. Oh wait, I'm the one who's eating it. So let's I'll get my face in here so I can get a reaction. Let me get a little bit of this. It's been cut open with some bacon. Come on. Perfect. Mmm. Oh, that's disgusting. That's awful. Just kidding. This is actually very good. For my personal taste, I'm going to have some salt because I have Pennsylvania Dutch roots. Y'all know what's up with the seasoning and shit, but I think it's very good as is. Everything sort of adds to it. It's I can't really critique food that well, so but this is very, very good. Get that out of there. Yeah. I do want this video to make it onto YouTube, right? So, this is a very good dish, and I guess all I can say, all that's left is Souma. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna fucking dig in, just go eat dinner. I'm gonna maybe save a little bit for my family when they come home, even though they're having dinner. Just a little bite for them, they can taste it. But if you guys enjoyed this video, you know, give it a like. Be sure to check out my Shokugeki no Souma live reaction, which will probably be coming up around the same time. Be sure to check my reviews for the manga, and check out our other reviews, man. We do all kinds of shit at Team Mystic. So, hope you guys enjoyed this bonus video, and as always, we'll see. Fuck, nearly burped, fucked it up. And as always, we'll see you guys in another video.